Hey NBA fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today, a very special NBA news and rumors video for you guys. Might be the NBA offseason, but a lot is still happening around the world of the NBA and actually happening to a lot of big-name teams as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into our first rumor. And this one revolves around the Los Angeles Lakers. Now remember, Lakers center DeMarcus Cousins suffered the ACL injury very recently and is going to be out for an extended period of time. And so it's bad news right now for Laker fans who are, one, looking to see Anthony Davis, BOOGIE Cousins reunited, also with LeBron James as well, on the floor at the same time for the Lakers. But now, like I said, the ACL injury, he's out for an extended period of time, so the Lakers now have a problem. JaVale McGee is the only healthy center on the squad, and most Laker fans / all NBA fans understand JaVale McGee's not exactly a full-time center that you want to have, rolling out there in your starting lineup. The Lakers might be looking to potentially get with bring in another center. So the Grizzlies have granted the Lakers permission to actually talk to one Dwight Howard. Now remember, Dwight Howard only played 8 games last season due to injury. If you actually go back to 2017, Dwight Howard's stats are still pretty darn good for as forgotten as he is as a center. Played in all 81 games, or played in 81 games out of the 82, 16.6 points per game, about 12.5 rebounds. Those numbers could be very beneficial for the Lakers right now, who are still looking for a center on the roster. Now remember, he's technically with the Grizzlies right now. Lakers might either buy him out, the Grizzlies could buy him out of contract, Lakers could do a sign and trade, whatever, how the Lakers want to get him over to Los Angeles. But the Grizzlies have given them permission to talk to him, which means they're open to letting him become a Los Angeles Laker. It's just a matter of if the Lakers want to pull the trigger or not. Now, if you're not sold on Dwight Howard, remember the last time he was in Los Angeles, Kobe called him soft, didn't work out very well. The whole big three with Nash and Kobe and Dwight, kind of a failure there. In my opinion, that's where Dwight Howard's career started to really go downhill. Well, there are some other centers available. We'll throw those up on the board right now for you guys. Kenneth Faried still out there. Joakim Noah, who also is being rumored to possibly be a fit with the Lakers. And then Bogut and Costa Koufos, or Costa Koufos, however you want to pronounce his name, are all other options at the center position. I see the Lakers making a move to bring in another center. There is another scenario we'll talk about in a second, where maybe a player who is not a center on the Lakers squad could transition to center. We'll get you to that in a second. But again, with Boogie being out, Dwight Howard's on the table right now. If it's not going to be Dwight, there are some other options, but I do think the Lakers are going to go ahead and do a replacement for DeMarcus Cousins. I'll ask you guys the same question. Will the Lakers bring in another center this offseason to replace DeMarcus Cousins? Let me know in the comments down below who you guys think they should grab. Now, I just mentioned that the Lakers might move a player, kind of a wing player, to the center position potentially this offseason if they do not go ahead and bring in a guy like Dwight Howard. And that player is actually Kyle Kuzma, who many of you are going, wait a second, Kyle Kuzma is a scorer, right? Well, yes, but he is 6'9". And on top of it, he's actually been playing some center with Team USA. Of course, Greg Popovich is coaching that team for the upcoming 2019 season when they go play in China. But it's looking like Kuzma might actually be trying to work out at center a little bit to get his game a little bit more versatile. He's actually asked about this while he's currently with Team USA, and said, quote, "One thing that's going to prepare me well playing basketball or playing with USA basketball is they really like my versatility, and now I can play the 3, 4, and put me at the 5 a little bit. Last year, I didn't really have any experience with that, but now USA basketball is allowing me to work on those things. And the Lakers head coach, Frank Vogel, wants me to do that. That's what I got to do." Now, again, Kyle Kuzma is a scorer, right? I mean, we talk about he's going to be in the starting rotation with Braun and AD, but he can still go out there and get the rebounds, potentially play down low. Now, is he a true center, big post, whatever, sky hook, fall away hook shot, whatever? No. But he's potentially learning that with Team USA right now, and that could be an option for the Lakers if they want to bring in another center and then have Kuzma be kind of the third center, move it around in kind of a depth lineup where you have your small guy, you kind of play small ball where Kuzma's at the 5, LeBron's at the 4, and move it around like that. A lot of options for the Lakers with Kuzma's versatility, but it does make it very interesting to see if they will bring in a center like a Kenneth Faried or like a Dwight Howard if they feel confident enough in Kyle Kuzma. All right, let's move on. Gallinari, right? You know, remember him, who was a Clipper for a long, long time, and then now is with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Could the Thunder be looking to move on from the scorer? And the answer is looking like it's pretty possible. So Gallinari's in the last year of his contract. Obviously, he became a Thunder. Thunder are kind of in full rebuild mode. And he could be an option later on this year that teams could be looking to trade for because they might be one piece away. Now, Gallinari in 2018, 19.8 points per game, shot 43% from 3, 6 rebounds, 2.6 assists. He can still play and could be a very nice piece for a team that could use another scorer who can also play some defense as well. Now, the couple of names are the names of teams that are starting to pop up in terms of who could potentially want to go ahead and make a trade for Gallinari are teams like the Sixers, the Celtics, and the Knicks. Those are all names that we're hearing right now in the NBA world. Sixers make a lot of sense because they could use another shooter. The Celtics lost Al Horford, so they could use a replacement for him. And the Knicks are always looking to buy out people on one-year deals, I guess is the reason there. Again, the Knicks, I don't see that one happening, but the Sixers and also the Celtics make a lot of sense for a trade for Danilo Gallinari because, again, they could all be one piece away. Gotta remember, the Eastern Conference is wide open. Right, yes, you have the Bucks who are there, but Toronto no longer a factor. The Sixers, the Celtics are sitting right there going, we could easily win the Eastern Conference with the talent that we have right now, and maybe they get a little bit into the season, 25 games, 30 games, whatever. Maybe Embiid's not healthy. Maybe, the Celtics could use another shooter, another piece. Then a trade like this could make a lot of sense, getting a guy like Danilo Gallinari from the Thunder, who, again, are in total rebuild mode and are all for losing guys, trading guys, getting draft picks, acquiring other players. They're totally open to whatever. So this would make a lot of sense overall. Question for you guys. If it's between the Celtics and Sixers, who would you guys think should trade for Danilo Gallinari? Type S down below for the Sixers, type C down below for the Celtics, type O down below if another team should do it. But again, final year of that deal, moves could be made here, and to me, it would make a lot of sense. All right, we talked about this a lot here on Chat Sports, but the recent update on Carmelo Anthony is right now on potentially where Melo could play in 2019. Now, we know Melo's still not signed with anybody. No team seemed really that interested because he only played about 10 games last season where the Rockets had that whole kind of alienation, see ya, bye hotel meeting that Carmelo talked about on ESPN's First Take. He does turn 35 this year, but the real rumor here is, and the real news is that Gilbert Arenas, yes, the former Washington Wizard point guard Gilbert Arenas, was interviewed and asked about Carmelo Anthony and had this to say. He said, quote, Melo plays if Melo wants to play. At 35, he has a bunch left in the tank, but is he willing to sacrifice what he perceives he still has versus what teams need? They might need a guy to come in and play spot minutes, and he's still a guy that thinks he is a star. Now, remember, Carmelo still put up numbers the last time he played, over half of a season. He played a lot more at that with Oklahoma City in 2017. 16.2 points per game, shot 40% from the field, 35% from 3. He can still play, but again, the questions continue to rise about would he be a spot minutes guy? Would he be a off-the-bench role player? Well, just Carmelo Anthony wants to publicly say he'll do whatever it takes to play basketball. It does seem like secretly, behind the scenes, he still thinks that he can start on a lot of NBA squads. Now, I will say this. He has been, this is a later rumor, but I'll throw it in here right now. Carmelo has been spotted in Los Angeles working out with the Brooklyn Nets, who are doing kind of a private training camp we'll talk about later, but he has been with Kyrie Irving and those guys up there in New York from Brooklyn up in Los Angeles. So potentially, he's playing, he's acting like he's going to play, but again, the reason he's not signed to me seemed like because he tells people he'll do whatever, but then a team asks him what he's willing to do, and he goes, I'm a starter, I'm still a star, and they're like, well, how does 15 minutes off the bench sound? And he goes, no thanks. So again, we will see. Question for you guys here, will Carmelo Anthony play in the NBA this season? I think yes. I think pretty obviously yes. I think a team will pick him up. But again, what do you guys think out there? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, remember we were talking about Team USA and the 2019 FIBA World Cup up in China this month? Well, one point guard, De'Aaron Fox, has decided to leave Team USA's practice to, quote, focus on the playoffs. Yeah, so he was literally doing very, very well underneath Greg Popovich and was actually turning heads at Team USA's training camp over the past couple of days and weeks as, the young point guard. But at the same time, he chose, after just a couple of scrimmages, to go ahead and leave Team USA and actually go back and focus on his own team, the Sacramento Kings drive to make the postseason. Now, can we fault him for this? No. Now, would he have gotten a lot of good experience under Coach Popovich with those guys? Yes. Is this unlikely? Is this unlike a lot of players to leave Team USA in the middle of the training camp? No, because a lot of people do it. I mean, Trae Young had a minor injury from Atlanta. He was up there practicing with Greg Popovich and decided to go ahead and leave that as well. My problem with this whole thing is, can the Sacramento Kings actually make the Western Conference playoffs? Because you look at my rankings right now, I'll throw them up. These are my current Western Conference power rankings. And again, these can fluctuate as soon as the season starts. But Lakers, Clippers, to me, are 1-2. You can flip-flop them any way you want. Nuggets, Warriors, Jazz, again, you can flip those guys any ways you want as well. To me, the Rockets, the Blazers, and the Spurs are your 6th, 7th, and 8th best teams. So I guess you got to beat the Spurs, which maybe if you're underneath Coach Popovich, you could learn something about him and that could apply it to the Spurs. I don't know. Either way, it was interesting to me to read that De'Aaron Fox decided to leave Team USA because, again, the World Cup is coming up here in China in just a little bit, but he wants to focus on the playoff push, something Anthony Davis said about the Lakers a little bit earlier this year. Will it actually pay off is now the question for De'Aaron Fox. I'll ask you guys this. Could the Kings make the postseason this year? Like, could the Kings actually make the postseason? Y for yes, N for no. Scroll down, comment. I'm really curious about this one. Let me know in the comment section down below. And finally here, on the NBA News and Rumors video here on Chat Sports, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, a little tease, but now officially, Kyrie Irving is taking a major leadership role with the Brooklyn Nets. I know, right? That's something he was knocked for when he was in Boston for not being a very good leader, but apparently he's already taken it on his own shoulders to lead this Nets squad. Now, training camp is still like 6 weeks away. So if you're an NBA guy, you could still be going on vacation, work out here a little bit, but still go on vacation. Kyrie's been organizing team workouts in Los Angeles, and even Kevin Durant has been spotted with him, not practicing, but doing some rehab up there as well. But according to a lot of reports, there are quite a few Nets players up there for their organized team workouts via Kyrie Irving. Throw them up on the screen right now, but big name, Kyrie Irving is there, DeAndre Jordan's there, Taurean Prince is there as well, some other role players also, and, mentioned this earlier, Carmelo Anthony has been spotted working out with these Nets players, led by Kyrie Irving, up there in Los Angeles. So again, there's a lot to unpack here because, one, are we seeing a matured Kyrie Irving kind of grow up here? Because again, never really done anything without LeBron James on his team. I know how great he was in the postseason whenever they were down 3-1 to the Warriors, but LeBron James still balled out in that series, right? Didn't really do much with the Celtics, obviously injured, then comes back, and the team, did they look worse last year than without him? That's up for you guys to decide, but he has not really been a true leader, or at least proven to be a great leader on an elite team yet. Brooklyn's a perfect opportunity to do that, and it looks like he's already taken the steps necessary to organize some team workouts in Los Angeles and get work done now, instead of waiting for training camp in about 6 weeks. What Kyrie Irving will we see? I don't know. I don't think the Nets are going to be that great this year because of no KD. DeAndre Jordan, to me, was like, everyone got so excited about him, and yet you sit there and it's like, does he help the team out that much? I guess at rim protection and lobs, but overall, I think they could be a 5th, 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, as high as a 4 seed, but they're not better than the Bucks, especially without KD. They're not better than the Sixers, and they're definitely not better than the Celtics right now, in my opinion. So anywhere between 4 and 6 is where they land, but I am curious to see how Kyrie leads this team, as it will be his team for basically the entire year while Kevin Durant is out. Final question. When Kyrie and KD come back, which again could be at the end of this year depending on how fast his rehab is, could be next year, whenever we see them on the court together, will they be the best backcourt in the NBA? There are a lot of good backcourts in the NBA, right? But could Kyrie and Durant be the best backcourt? Because you basically take Kyrie and LeBron and then upgrade LeBron's scoring abilities, because Durant's a better scorer of the basketball overall. Now, you might say LeBron's a better player, that's fine, but Durant's a better scorer. Pair him up with Kyrie, who's an elite offensive scorer. Whoo! Hey, listen, I'm just saying. Could be very interesting for the Nets going forward. All right, all the time we have for today here on the NBA News and Rumor videos. As always, be sure to subscribe down below to Chat Sports. Look at our channel. We have a ton of stuff that comes out every single day. NFL, MLB, NBA, team-specific stuff as well. Subscribe, that way you're up to date on all of our latest videos. And for Chat Sports, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.